Aloha, everyone, and welcome back, Lisa.
Thank you.
How are you doing?
I'm doing well. How are you? I
I'm
miss
good.
seeing you. I love
Me
seeing
too.
you.
Hi. I stayed up too late last night, truthfully.
Really? Oh my God,
Well,
you
I
must.
wanted to see the lunar eclipse.
I
So,
know. Did you?
I did see pieces of it because I started watching it, but like it really didn't start till like about 11 p.m. my time. So
Yeah.
I tried to stay up for it. I stayed up till it was about like halfway covered, and then I kind of fell asleep. And then I have my evening pee time, right? And I get up in the middle of the night to go pee. And I'm like, oh, I better go look. And went outside and I was like, where is it? Where is it? Where is it? And then I finally realized that small red circle I was looking at was the moon. I was like, whoa, it looks so small when it's eclipsed.
I
It like,
know. I know. Oh my gosh. It's like, and it's a powerful one, even though it's not, it is so powerful. Oh my gosh. Um, I did not see it. So good for you that you did.
well, I mean, it was probably my 12:30, so that would have been your 2:30. So
Yeah. Yeah, I know, but I have stayed up to see these, I mean, amazing, beautiful things, but I didn't.
Well, like I said, I saw pieces of it.
Yeah.
Aloha, Practical Mystical Carol.
Hi. Oh, okay.
Hi. Aloha, Pamela.
I'm turning my comments on. Okay, there. How nice.
For those of you who don't know Lisa, she is the creator of several beautiful treasures. The first creation was the Destiny deck, tarot deck, followed by the beautiful tarot treasury. No. Followed by the sister decks, Lucine, Twilight, and Midnight. Wait, can you see that? I'm not too bright right
I
now.
know, I know, I see it. We see it. I see.
But today we're going to be talking about her most recent creation, the Destiny Oracle Lease, which
Yay.
I believe is a sister deck to
To
the Destiny deck,
Yes, it
right?
is. The intention is that they're related. Yes. Similar
Well,
kind of
a
energy.
few more people have popped on. Aloha, Deanne, Blue Crescent Tarot. Aloha, MJ420. How's it hanging? And aloha, my sister from another Mister, Medium Betsy Palmer.
Hi.
Happy minutes. Hi. Aloha, Manasa.
Oh, back to work.
Yes. Work lurking as usual. Hi. Oh,
Oh,
Betsy has a question for us. Aloha, Jonathan and Lisa. Wasn't Lisa one of your earliest guests 2 years ago? Believe so, yeah. Yeah. Yeah, I
yeah.
believe.
Isn't
We
that
were talking
crazy?
about this deck, I think, if I remember
Yes.
right.
So you were talking about it with who were
It was Amber from Lavender Moon.
Lavender?
We
Yes,
did an
yes,
unboxing
yes.
together. We both had pledged for the Kickstarter, and we both waited to open it, and we unboxed it together on the live.
I that was so magical for me too because we were all home, right? I think we
Yeah,
we were
it
we
was
were all home.
Edmonton.
And so I had my kids with me too. And then I put it on the big screen and we were trying to watch along and there was such a delay. I didn't realize that the delay that happened
Oh,
with
mhm.
YouTube. And I kept and you would ask a question, I would try so hard to comment quickly.
Oh well, part of the delay is actually not even is because I didn't realize if I wanted to like see it in real time, I have to use
Yeah.
my phone, which I'm going to be using for a camera, so I can't today. So I'm using the StreamYard chat, and that has about a 20 to 30-second delay between
Right.
you hitting enter and me seeing it.
Right.
So like that's a half a minute. I mean,
It's a long time. Like we've moved
that's
on.
a huge amount of airtime, right?
Yes. Yeah.
So
And, yeah. And
and
so, and then you had me as the guest. And
then
it
I
was an honor.
I reached
Oh
out
my
to you because
God.
you were chatting up in the chat, and I was like, okay, we got to do this in person. Wow, in person like this.
In real life, yeah. And that was the first time because I am not a camera person. I try. It is one of my things that I need to work on. And so but it's you, it's Jonathan. Like it's and you
Well,
ease
and now I've had you on.
me
Gosh, how many times? This is your like fourth or fifth time?
4 or 5 even.
Yeah.
Maybe 5 before or something.
Well, because
Yeah.
I also had you on with Madame Clara.
I love that.
Yeah.
I love
That
that.
was such a great chat. Yeah, it really
That
was.
was so great. Oh
Mhm.
my gosh. Oh wow, look at all
Oh,
these.
aloha, Carla Astrology. Carla. So yes, Deanne also got the Destiny and Lucine decks all together
Oh,
with Kickstarter.
yeah,
Oh, for the Lucine, yes.
all together. Oh, Destiny and Lucine. Yes. Oh my gosh. I remember that fiasco of the
Oh yeah,
Lucine.
I was supposed to be the first ones with the decks in my hands,
I
but
swear he was the I didn't your deck go like to the other side of the
it
country?
went to like Middle America for some reason. Like I ended up in
What?
like Idaho and then like hung out there for a week. I'm just like,
That is so
what?
weird.
Right? I'm just
Yeah.
like, next time don't do first.
No, and
No,
it's just such
just
a
do like a
rush.
regular, just make sure it's not ground. That's all.
Right.
Because if it's
It was
ground, it'll end up being put on a boat and take even longer to get to. So
crazy.
it was, yeah. I'm on an island in the middle of the Pacific. We can. Oh, okay, let's look at some cards.
Oh, I love how everyone's saying hi to each other. That's so cute. I love that. Oh, look at your third camera.
Yeah.
Mhm.
And we are going to embiggen the third camera. This lovely backdrop is also from Lisa, and I love how these little touches that you always add. Love Lisa. Kiss, kiss.
I love that.
And it also has the moon phases here, which goes with all your guys.
Yes, I know. I know. It's
So
part of
these are also available on Lisa's website. If you want one of these beautiful silken scarves. I mean, they're gorgeous. You can just wear it. I mean, yeah.
Thank you. I wrap them on my wrist. Sometimes I put them on my handbags. I have them all over.
Mm-hmm. They're gorgeous and they feel amazing.
Thank you.
Like just the feel of it.
Thank you.
So these are oracle sized. Of course, I will read it to everybody. It started with a thought. I am where I am meant to be, and so are you. Everything is cyclical and returns to itself eventually. Everything starts at home, moves away from itself, and then comes back. This right here, right now, it is enough. I am enough, and you are enough. Simple words, cliched, but words we often need to hear. I know these words and thoughts well. I wrote these words down and started to create them. Each thought, each word, each phrase, a story. In writing these stories, I created the Destiny Oracle, Lace. In creating this deck, I brought myself back to who I am, what I am here for. I feel so humbled that this Oracle deck found its way to you, so I am passing this gift on in hopes that it will unlock something in you so that you can find the direction you are seeking. Allow yourself to take part in finding yourself. With so much love to all of you beautiful souls. Love, Lisa. Excellent.
Oh gosh.
Well, I mean, you always have these gorgeous little touches that, like, I mean, every little touch. Even, I love that, just very simple one-page explanation. Right? I do
Yeah.
have a question for you about the Oracle of Creation here. What made you go with the idea of phrases instead of keywords?
You know why? Because the phrases are actually what came to me. And um, so if I tell you, it's very interesting how these phrases came to me. I would be in the middle of somewhere. Usually, I receive my information when I'm around water. That's one
Mhm.
area. Or the other time is when I'm doing a very, very difficult physically, like physical like some kind of physical activity. And it just comes to me. And then I stop and I write it down. And so I started writing these thoughts down that would come out of nowhere because I wasn't even thinking about whatever the phrase was, and then it would just come in. And so I want to find. I'll show you. You'll find it interesting. I put it in my notes. I started in my phone
Mhm.
in my notes, and so ooh, where where is that? I should have had it prepared. And so I started one by one putting in my notes of these phrases. And I'm like, I have to, and people had been asking me about doing oracle cards.
Mhm.
And I'm like, I had started this and I think I should use this information and put it straight on the deck and create these cards. The other thing about it is that I don't want people necessarily to use the booklet. Sometimes just that
Right.
phrase might bring up something else. When you pull a card now for someone, you might have a different insight about whatever they're talking about or whatever information they need to hear.
Right. Well, and for me, I think it's for myself. I like trying to use an oracle first before I even crack the book,
Yeah.
just because like there's certain oracles that like I hardly ever even look at the book. And
Mhm.
other oracles, I feel like I have to have the book there, otherwise I can't read with that oracle.
Yeah.
And so for me, that's why I do that at the beginning, where when I first get a deck, I just start playing with it. I don't pay attention to the book, and if I'm like having to reach for the book, I know maybe it's an oracle that's like I'm gonna have to work on.
Right.
But if like I'm just automatically clicking with it,
Yeah.
then I know that the book will add on, but is not necessary.
Exactly.
And that's what I
Exactly.
had with these too. So it's like because of the
Oh,
phrase, because it's just like it's right there, like you
I
said.
love that. Yeah. Yeah.
No, yes, you can't forget the bottom.
Oh, yeah.
So let's see. The beauty of designing an oracle deck is that there is freedom of creation. The oracle deck is free from Tarot's structure. There's also freedom of use, in that you don't need to have knowledge of any system in order to use an oracle deck. It's a beautifully accessible form of cartomancy and perhaps less intimidating than Tarot and more readily available for anyone to understand. Enjoy using your deck. I'm so grateful and excited to be able to share this creation with you. This deck has been infused with love and only the highest vibrational energy. May the messages of the universe flow to you easily and lovingly as you form your connection with this. Yes, so you. I love it. So these
Oh,
are the
that's
backs. You have a lovely shimmery gold gilding. It's matte though.
yeah.
Gorgeous. Cardstock is, I mean, it is oracle sized. It's pretty big cards. So I pulled out a bunch that I just love, and then some for us to go through, just because it's like, well, wait, what? I could take this so many ways. What's the thought behind it? So I'll just do them side by side. I'll go through them. And that way you get a little taste of the deck. So this is my loves. This is the ones that I'm like, well, okay.
Yeah.
I love it, and I really understand it, but I just wanted to be like, okay, can you expand just a little bit?
I love that.
Okay. The first one here, this one just jumped out of the deck at me. It's number 5. It's not only are you the creation, you are also the creator. Which, wow, right?
Yeah.
And let's see if I can get the gold reflection. And you can see there's lots of gold foil on every card.
Yeah.
I love these packs. So, actually, you know what? Let's do them face down so that you're not distracted by the other one. So, one question I had here.
Yes.
Interrogate the fear and invite curiosity.
Yes.
So, what do you mean by interrogate the fear?
So it's interesting. Okay, so I know exactly when this phrase just came into my head. It's
Right.
I was having a very, very difficult run. And I don't know why I use those words, interrogate the fear and invite curiosity. And I wrote it down into my notes, which I cannot find right now. It's somewhere in here. I'm going to find it. I'm going to find it any minute. And I loved it because for me, and I'll tell you, if you really want to know the personal behind it, my daughter is, my older daughter is very afraid of many, many, many things. So I always want to understand what is bringing up this fear. And she has an incredible crippling fear of spiders. So it seems very simple and simplistic. And that's why I use the spider there.
Right.
Anyway,
with the snake that many people have. Spider and snake. I mean, you couldn't get the two. I mean, the only thing missing is a clown.
Yeah, exactly. And the snake to me is my absolute favorite. I call it a pet. I think to me they're pets. And so I love snakes, and I also love spiders very, very much. I find them extremely beautiful. And so, and as an architect, an architecture background, I think they're very architectural, right? If there's going to be any insect for an architect, I think it would be the spider. And so these are the things my daughter is incredibly afraid of. So I ask her, I say, what is it about this? So that's why I put these images together. But when you really get down to the bottom of fear, what is it? Like, start to interrogate it, start to ask these questions. For me, for instance, I'm incredibly afraid of enclosed spaces, like very much so. But when I'm sleeping, I could be in an enclosed space sleeping and I won't be afraid. If I were I'm afraid of elevators.
Right.
I start to panic. My heart and I'm like, okay, well, if I were sleeping in an elevator, I wouldn't be panicking. So these are the things that this kind of, I know it's very simplistic, but that's really why I use those words.
Yeah. Well, I mean, simplistic is usually the best, right? It just opens things in a way that, like, being overcomplicated doesn't. This one I was trying to save for last because I just love it so much. But since we're going backwards in the piles, we'll go with this one as my second favorite. What if it all works out?
I love that one. Yeah.
That one is just like a breath of fresh air. It really is. It's like we always have these thoughts about, like, what if, but what if it all works out?
Yeah.
And that, like, knocks all the other what ifs out of the way.
Yeah. Exactly. I love that one.
Well, this is another snake here.
Again, a snake. I try so hard to not use snakes in my imagery because I am obsessed with them, and sometimes they just come out.
Well, I love that it also has this snake climbing a tower, and it's the way towards healing is a revolution of perception, which is just like, whoa. Right? Well, it kind of goes along with the idea of like, are you claiming the illness as your own persona, or are you just someone with this illness? Right?
Right.
It's like, we'll just say diabetics. Like, I am a diabetic is a lot different than like I suffer from diabetes.
Right.
Right.
Exactly. You're claiming it as you. It's your identity. Exactly.
Right. And so that's what popped in my head when I read A Revolution of Perception. Like,
And
yes,
it
this
is.
is what a lot of people need. So
Change the way you're thinking about it. Exactly. And use it to your advantage. Use it towards your growth, kind of thing. And so
yes.
that's why I wanted to incorporate like the tower element into it, where it's like it's about growth. It's about moving towards a higher place, a higher
Right.
self, a higher knowledge of
You get a lot of Kundalini energy with this snake.
yeah. I mean there's so much symbolism that I put in there. And the interesting thing is, if you really saw it on my computer, there's so much detail that you can't even see in the printed form, unfortunately.
Yeah. Well, I mean, you can see some. I mean, I can see it.
Yeah, in this size, you could see it better than in the tarot size.
Right. Yeah, because so the tarot side definitely had some details that were kind of hidden almost. Right.
Oh.
This is one of my favorite cards. I have a connection with elephants for a long time. And this is just, elephants are such gentle creatures, even though they're huge. And you are here to be more, right?
Yeah.
That is just like, it's okay to take up space. That's what this is saying. It's like,
yes.
You're a gentle creature. It's okay to be a big presence. There's nothing, absolutely nothing wrong with that. Don't shrink yourself. Don't shrink your light because others think that you're too bright.
Yeah, exactly. And also the way that I created this elephant is they're almost like the inverse image of like half of the elephant is the inverse of the other, if you look at it carefully. And so we have to use all sides of yourself and present them, and don't hide any part of yourself is kind of also what the inverse, the mirror is about.
Right.
But you can't tell very much when looking at it like this, but then if you look closely, you'll notice that they are.
I know this, your light side and your dark side.
Yeah.
Totally. I caught that.
Yeah.
Another one. I am standing fiercely by your side. So tell us about this image.
This one I took from Lucine because I had created this. I was going through my stage, and this is the goddess Isis, actually. And so I had done the watercolor. I put it in Lucine, and I felt like I just needed to see more of her. I know if you find. Are you looking for her? Yeah.
Of course, my Lucine's all shuffled up.
Yeah, I added some and subtracted some things, but more or less, it's almost a direct replication, and it's because of the energy of Goddess Isis, which I really, really felt a strong and still feel a strong connection to, and so I really wanted to show her, make sure people really saw her again. So, yeah, exactly. Yep.
And this is one of the extra cards in the Lucine Twilight that is transmute.
Transmute, exactly. And
These
so
two together. Yeah.
I just love her so much that I just needed to kind of show her. And so what it tells you is that you're not alone on this journey, and you are here with there's guidance.
Right.
And either you are your own guide or there's a higher power that is guiding you. So the I am standing fiercely by your side is about this higher being, this higher power, whether it's you or outside
I
of
took
you.
this as a guardian angel.
Yeah.
Mhm.
So
But I wanted to go a little more into it because I'm like, I recognize that figure. I know, but I'm not like, I wasn't placing her.
oh, really? Yeah.
Like, I know her from somewhere. Where do I know her from?
Yeah. So yeah, it's I borrowed from my own. I borrowed from my other deck.
It's
That's
perfect.
the only one that I borrowed from.
Well, you know what? It just makes it so that this deck really is usable with all your decks are reusable with each other.
Yeah, they are. You can use
Right.
them together. Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
Another one that I love.
Yeah.
Your purpose does not require anybody else's permission.
Mm-hmm. I always say you could be living your purpose sitting in your own living room and just being yourself. And as long as you're emanating positivity and love and um, these powerful kind of positive energy, then you are living your purpose. You don't need somebody to tell you that this is your purpose.
Right.
Maybe you should be doing this and living your purpose or things like that.
Right.
So
no, we know that this is your purpose because this is what you've been doing for the last 10 years.
Yeah. Yeah.
Well, maybe that's because I was doing what everyone else wanted me to do.
Yeah. Right. Right. Exactly.
This one is from my question pile. It is so beautiful. The moment you discover you are half human and half universe. My question is, when did you have this moment?
Yeah. The moment when I know, this is something that I think as we experience life, we start to realize, and really the word half is not accurate. It's really whole human,
Right.
whole universe. But this is another moment that I was probably doing something excruciating, and it was. And I do a lot of excruciating things, apparently. And so, very few of these insights were developed from near water, strangely. The oracle was definitely something that these phrases were developed when I was doing some kind of very intense physical thing. But it's when, yeah, so that's what that is supposed to say. It's supposed to say we're part of everything, and we're also human. We're here to live the human experience.
Right.
And that's something that I always have to remind myself of.
We're both the microverse and the macroverse.
Yes. See, you can translate.
Another good one.
Oh,
Polish crown.
Yeah. Yeah.
That's true. My crown does need some polishing. My actual crown upstairs, the one I made out of brass.
Oh my gosh. You should have brought it down.
Okay, this one I just have.
Yes.
Move your ceiling to your floor and rise to the next level. I mean, that doesn't even need any explanation. I have it in my question pile, but that's just for everyone else to be like, question yourself, right? Think about that.
Yeah.
Is that ceiling really worth like pushing you down? You're gonna use that as your step.
Yes. Yeah.
Love that.
I-
Keep showing up.
Yeah. Yep. Show your true colors. Show your stripes. Show
Right.
whatever.
I love that. It's the moment of pause before the pursuit. Breathe.
Yes. Th-
How
th-
often do you use this moment of pause when you're like realizing that you need to take that moment?
yeah, exactly. Like,
Right.
don't you just envision yourself like it, sometimes we're go go go, and don't you just want to sit down, look out the balcony, and just like just enjoy
Be,
everything, just watch,
right?
right?
Just observe.
Just observe and don't.
Well, and this reminds me of a little saying that I say myself, which is if it's too hard, you're doing it wrong. So
If
every
it's
time if it's too hard, you're doing it wrong. So
yeah,
every time I'm doing something and I'm getting frustrated with it and frustrated with myself, I'm like, I do this. I take a moment of pause. I take a step back, take a breath, and be like, okay, what is going on here? What am I doing wrong?
I
And
love.
almost every time I can take that step back and do that pause, it's like, oh, duh. And then
Oh
that's
my
like a
gosh,
fix it, whatever it is I was doing is like takes me 2 seconds to finish when I've been
I'm
like
gonna write
struggling for an
that
hour.
down.
It's like
I love that, Jonathan. Wait, I mean, if it's, I'm writing it down. We say
if
it,
it's
but
too hard, you're doing it wrong.
I.
That's
You
one
might
of my
just see
sayings. I
your
just
quote.
say it
You
all
might just see your quote soon one day.
the time. I love it. Interrupt your fear and replace it with gratitude. Speaking of
Again, yeah,
there we go. Those hand in hand we were just talking about.
yeah,
Their rejection is your protection.
yes. Mm.
That's what is the saying I'm thinking of? I just had a saying kind of flash in my brain and then disappear. um, sometimes a no is sometimes not getting what you want is the best blessing there is.
Yes, exactly. This actually came about because um, it was a very personal moment for me, and then and this phrase came to me, and I'm like, you know what? This is the universe protecting me. There's something better for me.
There is
Uh-huh.
so much beauty that comes from picking up the pieces. That's a powerful one.
Hmm.
Very powerful.
Some of these they don't even need explanation, right?
Right, right. Well, that's my love pile too. Now is when your body adapts. It's your mind you have to convince. That's
Hmm.
actually
That poor giraffe.
right. The body's going along, but the head's like, what's going on? I'm getting
And that's, yes, exactly. I mean, again, these are very,
pictures go with the words so
yeah,
perfectly.
yeah. Start
Start
anyway.
anywhere. That's the great
Yeah, exactly. I don't know why I thought of a palm tree. Isn't that funny? But it's
well, it made me think of like where I am right now. Like start anywhere. Look, I'm anywhere. Like I'm where everyone wants to be. So
right. Yeah, exactly.
right.
You are where everyone wants to be.
The higher your vibe, the smaller your tribe.
Yeah,
I love that you have a desert for that. Makes me
yeah.
think of Sedona.
This is something that I repeat time and time again to my kids, actually. And the desert was, for me, very apropos because it doesn't matter. You don't need to be surrounded by all these people and things around you and have all these possessions. The higher your vibe, the smaller your tribe. Sometimes all you need, like your closest friends, your closest two friends might be all you need, and they just bring and build you up and bring you positivity. So this one was very personal to me. Very.
Mm-hmm. Well, it touched home for me because it's something I've been like processing and dealing with myself.
Yeah.
So
Yeah. Exactly.
excuses are heavier than resistance.
Yeah. This
Yeah,
is another one I
sometimes.
see all the time.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't know why I had this. It's very interesting how the imagery just kind of appeared with this, but it's but this is something that I say all the time, and it's because when you resist, the moral is just do it. Just go out and do it, because the resistance is going to weigh on you so much more powerfully than the you know, the energy it
Right.
takes to actually do it, or the fear even of doing it, of
Mm-hmm.
talking to that person who you need to talk to.
Right.
Yeah,
Or the excuse of, well, I can't do it until I know enough information, or I can't do
exactly.
it until I can perfect it.
Yeah. And it
Right.
just weighs on you. It really does. Yeah.
Powerful.
Yeah.
So for those of you still here, we are going. Just have a few left, and then when we're done with looking at some of these cards, I'm going to shuffle. Lisa has her deck as well, and we are going to be pulling cards for people. If you want a quick 2-card reading from us, please type me in the Aloha Chris, welcome, Elemental Cartomancy. Everything that exists in your reality is a frequency.
Mm-hmm.
Just gotta tune into it, right?
Mm-hmm.
Mm-hmm. These hands, I don't know. I love your hands. They're in all your decks.
I know. I know. I need to come up with.
Well, your hands are just so elegant. I mean, hands are one of those hard things. Like you cannot
I know.
easily do hands, right?
I know. And I just, again, gravitate to the hands. And they just say so much about a person.
I think the pool guy's here or something. Okay, this one is my last question, and then I have one last love.
Oh.
Drops of Jupiter.
This actually has to do with the song Drops of Jupiter. And
Okay.
So the song and I wrote a whole description about it, and I wish I could remember the exact words. Now that you're back from the atmosphere, drops of Jupiter. So it's about this. It's by Train, and he wrote it after his mother passed away. And so it was very meaningful about how his mother's soul kind of traveled into the atmosphere and then came back to the universe. So it's about realizing that we're here for a very short time, and enjoy every bit of the human experience that you can, with the ups, the downs. And I probably wrote about that. I've written a couple different things about it. But this one was
It's the last card in the deck.
It's the very last one. Yeah.
I could read the little blurb. Whatever is lost is never really lost. It is okay to not be okay. Honor your feelings. When you try to force yourself into feeling a certain way and it isn't working, it is because the energy is not in harmony with your true energy. This is okay. Sometimes the best you can do is to acknowledge the feelings, and when you are ready, allow them to pass. This card is based on one of my favorite songs, Drops of Jupiter. It is a reminder that we are all here temporarily, and when a loved one departs, they are often closer to us than we understand. Remember the beauty of this journey. Remember the temporal nature of everything. What goes up does eventually come down. What is gone will return in a way that we could have never imagined. Whether it is the building of our strength or perhaps even a lesson, it is time to thank the universe for the gift of being here right now. Oh, that's beautiful.
Yeah. That one is like one of my favorites. That's
I'll have to look up that song. I would have the computer play it now, but I don't think that it's allowed on.
I know.
And our final I loved it card is if you want rainbows, you must allow for the rain, which is perfect for that. Mimi, shush. You need your bark collar, young lady? Oh. Every time anybody comes here, let me mute for a second and get bark collar on her.
Okay. I'm going to start shuffling my deck as Jonathan has muted. And I hope some of you would like a reading because I love reading simultaneously with Jonathan. I think you're muted still. Are you trying to mute? Maybe.
There we go.
Oh yeah. Hi.
I was just trying to deal with the extra cameras and stuff.
Okay. Okay.
Since I figure at this point, I should just pull up the card side by side.
Yeah. And
so if you would love a reading, just type in capital letters "me" in the chat. I mean, they are big, so it's a little hard to shuffle.
I know it is. It's
There is a trick for wide cards. You know.
For me, I'm not used to shuffling.
Shuffle on the sides.
Let me try.
Sometimes it doesn't work so well.
Oh, me. Okay. Yay. We got a me.
Yes, that would be Chris from Elemental Cartomancy. I love the Scotsman. But that was not a Scottish accent. I don't know what that was.
Okay. So is Chris going to ask a question or just?
So I was just figuring if there's no question, we'll just do a general.
Okay.
Whatever messages the guides and ancestors want the person to hear. Unless you do have a question, Chris.
Okay, there we go. Did you get your card?
I have my card.
Ooh. Okay. Career.
Okay. Do you want me to go first, or do you want to go first?
Yes, you go first.
Okay,
I mean,
well,
I'll
that's the test then. Okay. Take the leap. Your movement forward is intoxicating.
Oh my gosh, that's amazing.
Be that tiger hunting in the jungle, right? So career-wise, right? Don't be a lamb, be a tiger, right? As they say. What did you get?
So I got their rejection is your, where's the, oh, there.
There you
Their
go.
rejection is your protection. So interesting. I'm wondering
Oh,
there was
interesting.
if there was some news prior and maybe there was something that you were hoping for and maybe you
What do
thought,
they want me to know about careers? Is full question.
but yeah, so I think these go hand in hand. This one probably came first. There was probably some kind of rejection, but then this is talking about take the
Here,
leap.
let's go back to where we were because I think you're right. Because you almost went first, and I think you were
I know. Right?
there you go.
Okay, so this is the order.
Well, and then that rejection gives you the opportunity for that leap, right?
Yes, exactly.
Take the leap. Your movement forward is intoxicating. Right?
Does this resonate, Chris?
So I don't know that the whole reject, like the oh my god, wait this way, no this way. That there is that rejection is. I'm telling you, it's setting you up for you to be the tiger, right?
Yep.
And we were just talking about that. Sometimes getting a no is the best blessing there is, right?
It's the blessing. Yep.
Mm-hmm. A blessing in disguise sometimes.
Very cool. There was rejection.
There was rejection. Yep.
Yeah.
So those of you who are in chat, if you'd like us to pull cards for you, type capital me and then a question if you'd like, or just a in general.
Anyone?
Oh, I was on YouTube. That's because he doesn't usually come on Tuesday. I don't know why they're here on Tuesday. It's just so random.
There was
a rejection a while back, and it is proving to be a blessing, as you say, because I wasn't ready.
But now you are. Or if there's a thought about a new something, take the leap. Okay,
So Deanne, Blue Crescent Tarot, she says, would love to know the right actions for the next week.
Okay.
Oh, aloha, Jane. Welcome. I love her entrances. Love it. Aloha, Richie. Welcome. Okay, Blue Crescent. What would be? That's right. You're supposed to go first again.
Am I supposed to go first? Okay. So it was, would love to know about action. Okay. So I got where focus goes, energy flows. So what are you focusing on? Is there, this is telling me that maybe if you're focusing on a certain thought that might not be for your higher self, reshift it. And I think that's something that your week will probably be productive, or you could come up with some kind of new insights. I don't know. Let's see what you got.
It goes hand in hand with your part, actually. It's allow the divine spirit to pour itself into you.
Oh, I love that one. Yeah. Yeah.
This combo here is definitely is like, where's your focus? What are you manifesting, right? What type of divine energy are you channeling right now?
Mm-hmm.
Right. So your right action for the next week is focusing on what energy you're channeling through, what reality or timeline you're trying to jump to. Right?
Mm-hmm.
So focus on the outcome and the most positive outcome for you. Don't focus on what could be or the worst possible scenario, because then that's calling it in.
Yes. Yeah. Interesting. Okay. We had another me in there, but it's way up there.
Yes, I saw that. It was Jane,
Oh,
the seeker. But let's see, Deanne.
oh, perfect. Yeah. Just need to
You need to
trust
trust
it.
at this point. I think the healing and reconnection I want will just happen on its own, essentially. Yeah. Let nature take its place. No, Jane. This is Lisa's new deck, the Destiny Oracle Lace. Sister to the Destiny deck, a deck of tarot. So, speaking of Jane, jump back up here. She's the next one. Did you have a specific question, Jane, or just want a random general? Well, there's no random, is there?
Me. Okay.
Oh,
Oh,
you got
thank
a jumper. Jane, your guides were very adamant about this card, which I haven't even.
Oh, did you pull one already?
I got a jumper.
Oh, you got a jumper. Okay.
So I'm going to flip us. I'll go first.
Yeah, you got, yep.
Oh, Jane. Okay.
I'll take
Allow your heart to surrender everything to the moment.
allow you. Yeah. And then interesting, I got pay attention to your dreams, especially now with this eclipse happening. Sometimes we dream more powerfully.
Yeah. Allow your heart to surrender everything to the moment, right? But don't lose track of your dreams while you're surrendering.
Mm-hmm.
And there's certain things in life we have no control over. That's kind of what it's talking about. Letting that stuff just wash over you without resistance, so that you can pursue those dreams of yours.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm not sure if you're dealing with some crap in your life at the moment, but just get through it, right? One step in front of the next.
My husband is
He's
making
a giant hole in her outside wall.
What is that?
He's putting in a picture window.
Oh.
Okay.
Is this your view?
Yeah, you know what? That might be a huge, like, nightmare, having a big old hole in your wall. But it's going to totally change your whole space, right?
Yeah.
And she says, yes, a big window is getting put in. So, yeah. Allow yourself to surrender everything in the moment. You know what? The noise, as annoying as it is, and as much as it feels like it's never going to end, only in a few weeks, it'll be over. And you'll have a break.
New insight coming in. It's 30 degrees. Oh my goodness.
It's 30 degrees. Oh. Well, I don't blame you for running away.
We can't relate. Jonathan and I can't relate.
Are you kidding me? If it gets like in the low 70s, I'm like, ooh, it's cold.
We're freezing. Same. Thank you. Oh, thank you.
Beautiful. Oh my God, that is. I love how on it your cards always are too. It's gorgeous. So we still have time for a few more if anyone would like some cards pulled. Right? I mean, you can't get more like exact. You can't make this stuff up, people.
I know. I know.
Well, what we could do is we could pull for each other.
Yes. I love that. Okay, let's do
Okay.
that.
Since I'm in the hot seat, I guess we can pull for me first, and then we'll
Okay, perfect.
flip. Okay.
I almost got a jumper, but I didn't let it. Maybe I should have. We'll never know.
Same. I just had like one pop up and I just pushed
Oh,
it
you
back.
did?
Oh my god,
Oh my gosh, this is funny that you got one of the ones that were in your question mark pile.
Oh.
The way towards healing is a revolution of perception. So
Which goes hand in hand with this card that I got. Remember where you came from.
Oh, yes.
Right?
Amazing. So remember where you came from and remember where you are, and it's change your perception.
Mm-hmm.
There's, and the snake is for me, and it also represents transformation, right? And so remember where you came from.
Remember where you came from also talks to me of my higher self.
Mm-hmm. Right? Oh yeah, 100%. Yeah. So whatever it is that's going on in your energy field right now, remember where you came from.
Shedding your skin, Jane says. I love that.
Yeah. Yep. This is why the snake is my absolute favorite.
Well, it's interesting because in my 20s, I kept having this reoccurring dream at any time that I was like getting myself in a situation I should not be in. Yeah. I would have a dream where I was in the desert, either climbing or walking, or like always on like climbing a cliff or walking up a hill or a mountain or something, and I'd hear the rattle of a rattlesnake.
Really?
And every time it'd be like I knew the snake was there to warn me, and then I'd wake up.
Wow. That's a cool recurring dream.
I haven't had that dream in a long time, but yeah, no, I had a very strong connection with snakes.
And
during that time too, I went to Heartwood Institute in Garberville, California. I did dealing with Whole Foods with Paul Fitchford and did the Zen Shiatsu class. And during my time up there, I saw 2 different rattlesnakes. One time there was like a cat going to attack the rattlesnake, and it was like in the middle of all these people, and everyone was like trying to get the cat to get away from the snake, and it was just like chaos. Right. The second time, it was just me and the snake. Like I was walking on this trail, and I hear a rattle, and I see this little juvenile just like on the side of this hill, and I stopped, and I just said, "Okay, well, I'm sorry I interrupted your travels. I will stay here until you pass." Oh. And the snake kind of rattled at me for a few minutes more, and I just stood there watching the snake, being very calm and just being still. And it eventually unwound, came down the hill, stopped midway on the path, looked at me like, "What? I'm not used to humans acting this way." And then continued down the mountain where it was going. So
it's the way towards healing. I love that. That's amazing.
And look what I see at the bottom of the deck. It's time to heal.
Oh, yes. That's amazing. What was on the bottom? Oh, polish your crown. That was on.
That was below, right? Okay. Let's pull you some cards now. Flip. Okay.
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 Oh. What?
Nobody said it was going to be easy.
Yeah. I love that one.
It's almost a monarch in a bottle.
Yeah, I love that one. Okay, thank you for that. And I got the universe is standing next to you. Oops.
Right. I love that. No one said it was going to be easy,
No.
but you've got all the support of the whole universe. There's that half human, half universe, right?
Yeah, exactly.
I love that.
It,
And then I'm
what's
going to look on my deck because that's what I do. Pay attention to your dreams. Oh, this is so perfect with that.
have enough discipline and discomfort to hold back. Huh. I guess I have to do that sometimes.
No. Well,
Yeah.
I think that's all of us, right?
Yeah.
That picture window again, right?
Yes. That picture window.
Speaking of, is all the work on your house done?
On my house? It is.
Nice.
Oh, what a
That's
grueling.
forever.
That took beyond, it made me sick.
Oh,
That was a grueling task even for me, for an architect.
are you happy that, like, with what you ended up with?
I'm happy. I'm getting used to it.
It's new, right?
It's
Change
new.
the space.
Yes. I'm
Good
getting
new or just new?
no, it's good new. It's good new. It's and I'm a minimalist. Like I like no clutter. I like it open. I don't, you know, um too many belongings have too much energy, regardless of if it's positive or negative. It's just I need my space with like neutral energy sometimes. Yeah.
What's that? Yeah, no, I get it. A blank slate, basically.
Yeah. Yeah.
There's too much other energy,
Too much.
colors, what you're thinking.
Too much.
I get it. Now that I look around at all my collection. Yeah, I'm eclectic, so I have lots of. Well, that's it. So, any other big projects coming up for you?
I have been working on a deck but the house has held me back. Did we get a hold back one? I don't even remember. Oh, it was the one. Wait, what did it say? Have enough discipline and discomfort to hold back. So, okay.
Yes. And no one said it was going to be easy.
Nobody said it was easy. But I'm excited
That's been my experience.
I'm working on a deck, and this one usually I know the timeline very, very well. I know exactly when I'm going to complete it and start printing. And this one, it has a mind of its own. So we'll see. We'll see what happens. I know.
Well, I get it. My dark light rooms have been the same. It's like I've been trying to figure out how to finish them for like almost a year now, and it's like nothing's working, and it's just like frustrating. I got these silicone molds that I was going to try and like do like epoxy resin around the disc, but I don't know. We'll see. Just nothing I've tried has really worked. It's just like.
But what the wooden ones?
Well, it's because I'm painting them with acrylic.
So that's
and I want to have some sort of like finish with some top coat to make sure that it lasts as long as possible.
Right. All
the different like top coats I've used, I had a few people that agreed to like let me send them a set because I wanted to test it, and almost all of them, the top coats all fused, so they got like just like a wad, and they had to take a hammer to the discs to like separate them, so it's just been like dead end after dead end after dead end, and it's like, okay, well, we'll see if this mold thing works. That's my last attempt.
Wow.
Otherwise, I'm just going to paint them and just let them be raw.
I love the rawness, but I don't know if it comes off on. I don't know what
No,
happened.
I mean, so far, I mean, my original set that I made like almost 2 years ago now, that set, I mean, I still use it. It hasn't chipped or anything.
That's
So,
amazing.
yeah. It's just, you know, if I'm sending it to someone, I want it to have the finished feel, right?
Yeah.
Right.
But there's something to be said about that rawness. There's an artistic quality and the quality of the energy of that person infused. And so, and you have such positive, yeah.
Mm.
And so I think that that could be really cool.
Well, one thought I had too was instead of painting the whole disc,
Yeah.
just doing the light and the dark rune on either side and leaving the rest of it raw wood, and then doing like a beeswax coating just to like finish it
Oh,
that way. But then you lose all the color that has been part of it. So,
right.
like I said, it's just been one of those things, back and forth, trying to figure things out, going nowhere.
But you love the process? Or
I do love the process.
Okay.
It's, I mean, I can't say I haven't had moments of like, oh God, it's so frustrating. But at the same time, it's like, okay, well, now we know that doesn't work.
Yeah.
Let's find something that does.
Exactly.
Like I tried just painting the epoxy resin on the disc.
Yeah.
But instead of just staying painted on, it like some of them pooled with like a tiny little disc in the middle of the disc, which was weird. And then some of it just kind of like pulled up and streaked, so there's raised ridges.
Oh, weird.
Like, what?
Interesting.
Yeah.
He
Yes, Deanne. And Deanne's been dying for a set of my rooms for like, oh, it must be like 10 months now.
Oh my gosh.
I'm sorry, Deanne. You'll be one of the first to get a set, I swear.
The finished process. Yeah. Oh my gosh. I know. I think of you every time. I'm like, oh my gosh, we have to get these out there. We have to get these out there.
I'm trying to, and that's what that whole thing about like trying to get like channel something out, but it's like I keep getting.
Yeah.
I'm cool. I'm not going anywhere. Wow. Thank you, Deanne. Thank you so much, Lisa. I always love our time together.
Thank you. I love our time together too. And I love talking to all of you. And we love reading. I love reading with Jonathan together.
Yes. And if you want a copy of these amazing Oracle or, you know, any of the tarot decks, even the book or one of these amazing scarves, which I just love.
Oh.
They're just so like silky and like amazing. Yeah. All of Lisa's links are right below in the description. Thanks for being here. Thanks for watching back. And until next time, aloha and ahuiho. Thank you, everybody.
Bye.